Welcome back, Focus Learners. Okay, so today we're tackling day 26 of our 90 Days of AI Native Work Challenge. We are jumping right into the incredibly fascinating world of reliable data movement. Specifically, we're talking about building scheduled data pipelines. Honestly, this is the absolute bedrock of modern automated work. So let's just get right into it.
Okay, picture this. It's Friday afternoon, you're finally wrapping up your week, and your manager pops over to your desk or, pings you on Slack and asks, "Hey, can you send me the Monday sales report every Monday morning?" I mean, it's a super common request, right? Almost all of us have heard it. But it's also universally dreaded because we all know exactly what happens next.
What happens next is, well, a deeply painful manual process. Every Sunday night, or maybe in an absolute panic at the crack of dawn on Monday, you have to download the raw data, clean it all up, mash a bunch of spreadsheets together, run the calculations, update the dashboard, and then finally export the whole thing to send it off. And sure, it works. You get it done. But just think about it. What happens when you literally have to do this every single week for the next 2 years? It's stressful, it's a magnet for human error, and frankly, it totally ruins your Sunday evenings.
Section 1. Meet the data pipeline.
So what actually is a data pipeline? Well, it's essentially just an automated flow that moves and processes data from one place to another. You can kind of think of it like a digital plumbing system for your company's information. Instead of a person, meaning you, of course, manually dragging and dropping files and copy-pasting rows, the pipeline does all the heavy lifting automatically, completely behind the scenes. Let's actually walk through how this works from start to finish. It all starts at the data source. Let's say your company's main sales system. The pipeline automatically extracts that raw info. Then it transforms it, which is really just a fancy way of saying it cleans it up and formats it. Next, it stores it in a database. And finally, it pushes it straight to your dashboard. It basically takes raw, messy information and turns it into that polished Monday report, all without a single manual click from you. Moving on to Section 2, Manual versus Automated Reporting.
This really highlights the stark contrast between the two. Look, manual reporting is slow, it's crazy repetitive, and it's a massive magnet for human errors. I mean, it depends entirely on one person to execute it perfectly every time. But automated reporting, that's scheduled, it's scalable, and most importantly, it's reliable. You're basically replacing human effort with a digital system that can run endlessly without ever needing a coffee break.
To show you the actual magic of scheduling, let's map out how an automated Monday works while you are literally fast asleep. At 2 a.m., the pipeline just starts automatically. By 2:15, your data is completely cleaned and processed. At 3 a.m., the dashboard updates itself, and by 7 a.m., the report is perfectly ready. It's sitting there exactly when your manager logs on. You didn't even have to open your laptop. Now that is the power of automated scheduling.
Section 3. The need for reliability.
Here's the thing though, basic automation, just by itself, is actually kind of useless, and sometimes even a liability if the system just fails silently in the middle of the night. Let me pose this scenario to you. What happens if the pipeline breaks at 3 a.m.? Well, if you have no safety nets built in, nobody knows it broke. It just stops. So at 9 a.m., your manager is angrily asking where the reports are, and you have absolutely no idea what went wrong. That is exactly why our automated pipelines absolutely must be reliable, not just automated. So, what actually makes a pipeline reliable? Let's talk about the 3 pillars of reliability, starting with retries. Retries basically mean trying again when temporary failures happen. A smart pipeline doesn't just quit forever just because of a tiny 2-second database blip. No, it waits a second and it simply tries again. Our second pillar is alerts. Now, if those retries keep failing and the system just can't fix itself, an automated alert makes sure the right person is notified immediately. Like if something goes seriously wrong, say a server completely crashes, an alert gets sent out. The goal here is simple but absolutely crucial. A problem should never, ever stay invisible. And the third pillar? Data quality checks. A pipeline literally has to check that the data actually makes sense before delivering it. We have to verify data integrity, looking for missing fields, invalid values, weird record counts, long before that data ever hits your manager's dashboard and drives a major business decision. Just imagine this scenario for a second. Yesterday, your system processed a totally normal 100,000 sales records. Awesome. But today, the pipeline receives 12 records. Just 12. If you don't have quality checks in place, your pipeline is just going to blindly update the dashboard with that totally broken, incomplete data. This is exactly why automated quality checks are absolutely mandatory.
You have to catch those bizarre anomalies before they cause a full-blown panic.
Let's put all this into action and see how a reliable pipeline handles an ongoing failure. First, it attempts the connection. If that fails, it initiates a retry. Now, if it completely fails after multiple retries, only then does it send an alert for a human to jump in and investigate. And this proves a really important point. Reliability doesn't mean your pipeline will never fail. It means your pipeline knows exactly what to do when failure inevitably happens.
All right, Section 4, Connecting Pipelines to AI.
So why do these foundational pipelines matter so much for all those advanced AI applications we've been talking about? Well, because you start with raw data, right? That data flows through your pipeline, becomes clean, usable data, enters your data platform, and then, and only then, does it feed your AI systems. Good AI and good analytics absolutely do not start with a flashy machine learning model. They always start with reliable, scheduled data movement. Literally, if you feed your AI garbage data, you are absolutely going to get garbage results. Let's summarize the core business value here. By implementing these reliable pipelines, you're saving massive amounts of time across the whole organization. You're dramatically reducing repetitive, soul-crushing manual work, you're cutting out those costly human errors, and you're finally allowing your operations to truly scale. You are successfully taking a totally stressful manual process and turning it into a highly repeatable, hands-off corporate system. It's a game changer. I want to leave you with a final mental model just to lock in everything we've covered today. A reliable pipeline equals a pipeline that moves the data and handles problems. That is the absolute difference between simple, brittle automation and true, trustworthy reliability. It's not just about getting things done fast, it's about trust. And I want to share this quote because it really hits the nail on the head regarding the ultimate human benefit of all this tech. Your Monday report shouldn't require someone to work on Sunday, right? That, right there, is exactly why we build these systems. It's to give you your time, your weekends, and honestly, your peace of mind back. So as we wrap up this explainer for day 26 of our AI Native Work Challenge, I want to leave you with one final thought. Before you rush out to implement AI, how reliable is your underlying data foundation? Seriously, take some time today to evaluate your own reporting systems. Do you actually have pipelines in place? Or are you still acting as the pipeline? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, Focus Learners, and I will see you in the next one.